Hi, Mrs. Bartel. How are you doing today?
Good. Good to see you guys.
How is the start of your school year going?
Good. I'm really happy with
Good. Yeah, I've been really busy. We had senior photos due 2 days ago, but we're getting over that. We're organizing it, so we're doing good.
You're always organized.
Thank you. Hey, I was wondering a little bit about your essay. Could you just maybe tell me what you're doing with this and what you want me to look for?
Yeah. This is the same essay we talked about the other day. We went over the introduction, and now I just have the first body paragraph that I'm going to work on. Remember, the topic is which character in the Crucible can you relate to in some way?
And so do you have some concerns, some things that I really should be looking for?
My only concern at this point is that it seems a little short.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about the...
So you really want me to focus then on the length of it to make sure that you have enough in there? Okay. Could you please read that for me?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
My love for water started young. As a kid, I was in love with swimming. I would swim anywhere, anytime, or any place. On vacation, I would wake up and put my swimsuit on first thing in the morning. I couldn't wait to hit the pool. At the end of the day, I wouldn't want to get out of the water, even for dinner. When I started to take my own kids on trips, we all fell in love with snorkeling. Our travel destinations revolved around warm Caribbean waters and coral reefs. We spent hours floating face down, observing colorful fish and underwater plants. The tropical locations with their abundance of sea creatures monopolized our lazy summer days. More recently, I spent more time on top of the water in a sailboat. That's probably why sailing across Lake Michigan appeals so much to me.
All right, thanks for sharing that. What do you think about it now that you've read it?
I still think it sounds good, but it still feels short to me.
So I think what you're saying is that you need some more details, am I right?
I think so, yeah.
So what do you want your reader to know in this paragraph?
Well, you know, water has always been a part of my life, and I wanted to kind of show a progression. Here's how it was important when I was younger, then sort of in the middle of my life, and where I am right now.
Okay. So do you think that there's a part of that progression that you can maybe talk about a little bit more?
Well, that's part of my problem, I guess. I think I talk about it all. I don't know where the weakness is, but it still feels a little short to me.
Right. So maybe you could tell me a little bit about where you started in your paragraph.
All right, so like the first progression was swimming as a child.
Okay, so do you think there's anything you could add to that part?
You know, I just read it over. It feels pretty good. I have 4 or 5 good sentences. I don't really want to go much more than that.
So then where did you go after swimming?
Well, then I talked about the middle of my life next and how water was important there.
Do you think you could add more details to that?
Let me take a peek. You know what? I've got 4 good sentences there too. I'm probably good with that.
Okay, so then after snorkeling, what do you talk about?
Well, then I started talking about sailing.
Okay, so what do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, I think maybe I jumped over that a little bit fast and went right to the Lake Michigan part.
Maybe could you read that part out loud again?
Sure. More recently, I spent more time on top of the water in a sailboat. That's probably why sailing across Lake Michigan appeals so much to me.
Do you think you could tell me more about that sailing experience?
Probably.
So where did you sail?
Well, I was a member of the Milwaukee Community Sailing Center, and for 2 years, I actually took sailing.
Oh, cool. So why did you tell me more about those lessons then?
I progressed from light air rating to medium air rating, so I got to be a pretty good sailor. And you know what? My kids even took lessons.
Oh, neat. So what happened after the lessons, though?
Well, we actually spent 2 years doing that, our whole family, and we were kind of at the point where we needed to buy a sailboat if we wanted to continue.
Wow, okay. Did you?
You know what? We didn't, because some other things came up, like college tuition, for instance.
I know what you mean by that. Do you think that you could use some of the stuff that we're talking about maybe as part of your essay?
Yeah, you know what? I think that would be a good place to add some details.
Okay. All right. Do maybe you want to take some notes on that?
Yeah,
to
I'll
make
do
sure
that now.
that you've got some ideas on the paper.